He's played for the Canadian national ice hockey team and coached several teams in the U.S. Three years ago, he came to take the helm of the Korean national hockey team and has performed miracles in a nation where ice hockey was virtually unknown. Jim Paek.
I want to earn that we're very competitive. I want to see our teamwork, the core players. I want to see how hard we compete.
How did he bring out the best in the Korean national team? Let's find out on today's Heart to Heart. Hello and welcome to Heart, everyone. Today's guest is someone who has created a new paradigm for Korean ice hockey. It is Jim Paek, the head coach of the Korean national ice hockey team. Hello and welcome to Heart.
Well, thank you for having me, and it's a great pleasure to be here.
Yes, please say hello to our viewers that are watching our show right now.
How are you?
I've got a lot to mention about ice hockey, but the most important thing is that last month you led the Korean hockey team to the finals and second place finish at the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Division 1 Group A. Now, this is very difficult for me to even understand. Could you tell us about this? This was a tournament that was held in Ukraine.
Correct.
But what are the groups and the divisions?
There's many divisions, and Korea started way back when in the C pool, which is way down the bottom. So we've made ourselves, we moved ourselves up quite a bit. And to be in that position of Division 1A, our next step would be the top division. That's the elite countries play there. So how it works is, if you're the top two teams in that division group 1A, you get to move up. And then from that top division, the bottom two teams move down. So that's we were able to move up to that top division where we've never been before.
That's great. I mean, great news and congratulations. What does it mean to finish second in the tournament? What exactly does it mean?
That we were the top two teams, that we were allowed to move up to that top division, which is a tremendous feat for our players and our hockey in Korea to be able to move up to that top division and play the likes of Canada, Russia, Sweden, all the top nations in hockey, and to be able to challenge them.
What were the people's expectations, people around you? Did they even think that it was possible for this to happen?
I don't know by what people are saying, miracle and this and that. So it seems like not really giving us a chance. But the players worked extremely hard. The staff, everyone a part of the organization, and the leadership came from our president, and it filtered down. So we were able to be successful.
Yes. As you mentioned, it was an amazing feat, especially because Korea was considered a non-factor, especially in ice hockey. But this was, of course, up until just a few years ago. What did you do to motivate the players to play so well?
Well, I think that, in the last few years, having a professional league here in Korea, allowing our players to experience at that level helped in the process. But having the Olympics, having that goal, that carrot of being a part of the Olympics has really encouraged our players and set a goal for themselves to accomplish.
Well, of course, the players did very well, but of course, we can't leave you out, the coach, the head coach. I'm sure that your role of pulling in all those efforts together was central to the team's success.
Well, it's always a combination. And like I said, with our president leading the way, and it filters down with my assistant coaches, video coach, goalie coach, my staff, the management, organizing, and the players very passionate, very hungry to learn and get better. It makes my job a lot easier. So it was it's not only one person, it's a combination of everyone.
And we call it the hungry mentality. It's called hungry 정신 in Korean. Yeah, Koreans do have that hungry mentality. Now, ice hockey is obviously it's a very physical sport, and some have pointed out that Korean players are at a disadvantage because of their rather smaller height compared to many of the players of, many Western or European countries.
Absolutely, you can say that, but hockey now is the will to compete. If your heart is bigger than your body, you're going to win.
Right.
And that's what we have. Our players, their compete level is very high. Their will to compete and win is extremely high. So I think that takes over the size, especially the game has changed quite a bit, where size is not really a factor as much. It's more you have to skate, you have to have skill, you have to have hockey smarts to play the game, and that kind of takes over now.
So things have changed. Was it in the past, height? Was it much more important than it is now?
Absolutely. Because of the rule change back when I played 100 years ago, it was you had to be big and physical in order to play that style of game. But now it's more of a speed, skill game now.
You are very tall, very tall. Okay, so things have changed for ice hockey. Now, as you mentioned, teamwork is very important. Not only the players, not only the role the coach plays, but everyone involved is very important. Teamwork is important. What would you say are the strengths of the Korean national team, ice hockey team?
Well, I think the ability, our skating ability, our speed, our quickness really helps in finding a system that works for us. And, we try to put the players in situations where they succeed and do what we do best better. And that's what we do. We skate extremely well. And so we try to adapt to our system towards that.
Do you maybe have a training program where you have the players, skating at really fast speeds? Do you also train that way?
We introduced an off-ice program, a fitness program for our players a couple years ago. Everything's gone to sports-specific now, and so the off-ice training that we do, the ability to do the things off-ice transfers to the things we do on ice, which is very important. And so that's the conditioning level that we have to keep up, because everyone in the world does it. And in order for us to compete, we have to stay with them in that sense of the off-ice conditioning and that transferability of that kind of work onto the ice.
I see. Well, we've been talking about the strengths of the Korean national team players. But I mean, you've played with players from all different countries, from many, many different countries. What would you say is the biggest difference between the Korean national team players and players of other countries?
I think the biggest is the lack of experience. The players in North America, players in Europe, they experience hockey at a very high level. They experience many coaches. They experience high-level games, many games compared to our players, with such a small amount of games. But slowly we're experiencing those international games. We just played in these world championships against high-level teams. We had friendly games against Russia, which we've never done before. So it's having that type of experience helps our development.
It must have been unbelievable. I bet the players were just so excited to be able to play against, the Russian team or other teams, because those opportunities didn't come by so easily in the past.
No, and they're excited. And I always say our players are like sponges. They want it. They want to absorb everything. They want to learn. They want to get better. And with those experiences, that was fantastic, because you have to see it to believe it and move forward and develop that way.
Okay. You were captured on camera. I actually saw this clip. You were crying as the Korean team won the final match against Ukraine. Tell us about that. I mean, how did it feel? You were caught on camera crying, but you're known to be a very charismatic, very strong coach.
As I grow older in age and have a family, have kids, I think I'm a little more sensitive now, and just watching these tournaments that we play on are very emotional tournaments. You're at your peak all the time, and when you sit back and when you see all your players and you see the staff and just jump for joy, all your emotions come out because they worked extremely hard to get where they are, and to be rewarded like that, it was just, so happy for them. It was a fantastic moment.
Did you check out the clips that you can easily find on YouTube or on the web of you?
I don't know if they were tears. I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But again, it's such an emotional game. It's emotional team. And I think that the passion from the players and everyone around, it's inevitable. You have to. It's such a great thing. So.
Do you remember the thoughts that were actually going through your mind that very moment? Or is it blank?
To tell you the truth, so many things were going through my mind, and that last shootout goal, I didn't even know it went in, tell you the truth. It was just like, okay, now what do I prepare next? Who's going to shoot next? And then here's Richard Park, one of my coaches, jumping up and down, and the players are all jumping down, and it's just like, yes, thank God. And that's when all the emotions come out, because we achieved something that we wanted to achieve, and to do that, it was fantastic.
선수들 진짜 너무 감사해요. 선수들 진짜 열심히 했어요.
이겼어! 올라가요!
Now, you were born in Seoul, but you immigrated to Canada when you were just a year old. Now, you played hockey in Canada. You went on to play for the Canadian national ice hockey team, and you even became the very first Asian professional ice hockey player to play in the home of professional ice hockey. Now, with the many opportunities that you could have had if you continued your career in Canada, you decided to come to Korea. What made you decide to come to Korea?
Yeah, it's being born in Korea. It's my father and I, we play in hockey, and we've always had lots of conversations coming back to Korea, and wouldn't it be great to play for the Korean national team? But and even coach now. But and then my wife reminded me before we got married. She goes, "Jim, do you remember us talking about you've always dreamed about coming back here to Korea and coaching the national team?" It's always been a goal of mine to come back to Korea, come back to my homeland, and be a part of the hockey program. And so that part was a no-brainer to come, especially. Being a part of the Olympics that's a once-in-a-lifetime dream.
So since when did you dream of becoming a coach in Korea?
I guess as my career was ending, I've wanted to stay in the game. I love the game, and couldn't see myself doing anything else except coaching or any part of hockey, but I love the coaching part of the teaching part of things, and being around the players and the guys, and so it was kind of a natural fit.
I see. Well, you're enjoying what you're doing right here in Korea, and you're obviously a wonderful coach. I'm curious as to know what it was like, what the situation was like for ice hockey, for the Korean ice hockey team when you first came to Korea. Because I read that the team was struggling with no system in place. I mean, what was it like? How was it?
I don't know much in detail what was happening beforehand. I knew what I needed to implement or needed to do in order for try to have a successful hockey team. And that was add structure, add a system in place where we play as one team. I thought that was very important. I had to change the culture of making the rink a destination. Players needed or wanted. I needed players that wanted to be at the rink and not just because. So that was very important to me, that there was no entitlement, that they wanted to be there and be proud to wear that Korean jersey, and they are. And they're all built in. It's all built in already. It's just that we had to pull it out of them, and they're doing a fantastic job. So those are a couple of things that I thought was important to change and do.
Of course, sometimes changes need to be made, but of course, it's not easy to make changes. So did you ever, even once, think that this might be too big of a risk to take, coming to Korea to coach the Korean national hockey?
No, because I think it was a passion. It is, like I say, it's an exotic adventure. And, you accept things and change things that you really believe in. And the things I believe in, and you do with conviction. And hopefully, they'll follow you. So that's what I truly believe in.
So there were no regrets?
Never. You can't live life with regrets. And that's the way I look at it. A failure is, okay, how do we learn from it? Success, how do we learn from it? And then we continue on our path. So that's the beauty of life, right?
This is a very personal question. Well, not a personal question, but just out of curiosity. What kind of coach do you think you are to your players? Or what kind of coach do you wish to be or hope to be to your players?
Well, I guess you have to ask my players what type of coach I am. But I believe in leading within. And, I wouldn't ask them anything to do that I wouldn't do, kind of thing. So, I give a lot of credit to the players, because they have so much passion. They want to learn and get better. And I think that's where I have the advantage, because I have players that are wanting to get better.
Right.
And very passionate about it too, and take lots of pride in coming to the rink every day and succeeding. So I'm very fortunate as a coach to have that in my players.
친근하시고 그리고 굉장히 인자하신 것 같습니다. 올림픽 이후로도 계속 한국 아이스하키 발전에 도움을 주셨으면 합니다.
열정적이지만 그것을 컨트롤하면서 자기가 하시는 일에 최선을 다하는 모습이 제가 생각했을 때 인생 선생님인 것 같고,
감독님과 함께 할 수 있어서 굉장히 영광입니다. 사랑해요.
Now, you've been compared to the Dutch football manager Guus Hiddink. Okay, now this was after the men's ice hockey team achieved what local media called, as you mentioned, miracle. How does that make you feel?
That's a great honor to be compared to a man that's did so many great things with the football team here. Yeah, absolutely. And I was here in 2002.
Oh, were you?
Watching the World Cup, and I wish I had stock in red T-shirts, because everyone in Korea had a red T-shirt.
All red, yes.
But he did incredible things here, and to be compared to him is a great honor. But I'm just trying to be myself and trying to do the best I can as a hockey coach. So.
All right. Well, your team is doing very well, or has been doing really well, and in the recent matches. So I'm sure that people's expectations for the team is growing and growing, especially with the PyeongChang Winter Olympics coming up in about 9 months, is it?
Yes,
very, very
February,
soon. So what does your training program involve, and do you have any goals?
Well, it only gets harder. As you move up in levels, it only gets harder. And success will come less and less. So that's the reality of things. But we're trying to work the process. We had a 4-year plan to 2018. And moving up that division was all part of the process. And hopefully, we wanted to get to the top division, and we were successful. So that's all part of the process. We have to continue to work out and follow our process to 2018, get more international competition, high-level competition, to learn from those games, so that hopefully in the end, at 2018, when we're representing Korea in the Olympics, we'll have success.
Yes, definitely. We hope for success. And this might be a little difficult to answer, but how many wins do you predict for the Korean ice hockey team?
Well, you know, we prepare to win every game. You know, why do you prepare and play if you're going to prepare to lose, right? So it doesn't make any sense. So, you know, I don't have a crystal ball, and I can't tell you exactly how many games we're going to win, but I can guarantee you we'll work extremely hard. And that's what we do, is we work extremely hard, and hopefully we'll get a bounce here and there, and then we'll come out on the right side. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, and with the PyeongChang Winter Olympics being hosted in Korea, I'm sure a lot of our Korean people will be watching every single, competition, every match of every sport. For the viewers out there who are fans of ice hockey or who are not yet fans of ice hockey, do you have any advice, any tips you can give on how to really fully enjoy ice hockey, matches or tournaments?
Well, you know, I think ice hockey, fits the Korean personality.
Yeah?
It's exciting, it's fast, it's physical, all those elements, and great skill. You have players skating on these thin blades that are very athletic, and if you understand the rules, I think it's important to understand the rules a little bit, but even if you don't, you're watching your national team play and cheer, grab a beer and grab some ojinga and just enjoy the game, because it's a fantastic game to watch. And I think you'll truly enjoy it. Win or lose, it's an exciting hockey game.
Yeah. Now, what does ice hockey mean to you, Jim?
You know, that's it's given me a lot of things in life, and what I have in life, and I'm so thankful for it. That I was blessed to be able to play this game, and again, it's only a game, but I'm truly blessed to be able to be a part of this hockey world that's taught me so many things in life skills. I was always a shy boy, and to be out here is very
You a shy boy?
intimidating.
I can't imagine.
But you learn to come out of your shell. You learn discipline. You learn how to work hard. You learn how to play nice with others, and so many things I've learned. And to pass that on, I think is very. I think it's great that I'm able to pass those things on. I've learned.
Is there maybe something you want to add before we say goodbye?
Well, you just keep supporting us. The best is yet to come, I believe. The Olympics is the start of Korean hockey, and come out and support us and support Korean hockey, because it's going to grow and grow. We have an exciting team, and the guys are very passionate, and you'll be able to feel that passion in the stands and through the TVs. You'll feel that our players are so proud to represent their country, and It's going to be fantastic.
All right. Well, I do want to take this opportunity to thank you and the Korean national ice hockey team for giving us the chance to actually learn more about ice hockey, to perhaps gain an interest in ice hockey. And we wish you the best of luck, you as a coach and the national team as players. Wish you the best of luck at the PyeongChang Olympics.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.